I've spent over a decade playing Ultimate Frisbee, and I never thought it would lead me here. So today, I'm getting on a plane to go to Las Vegas and try out for a professional team. Am I going to make it? Probably not, but I've never backed down from a challenge before. So let's get.
Let's rewind just a second. Ultimate was never something I had really planned, but I discovered it when I was in high school because I'd gotten into fitness and I saw that we had an Ultimate club. I loved competition, had never been an athletic kid, but I thought it sounded fun. So I joined the club, played terrible. We just played pickup games after school. And then when I went to college at Arkansas State, I discovered they had an Ultimate Frisbee club team. So I joined the team and I just kind of picked up the sport and took it from there.
Fast forward over a decade, and I'm still playing today. I just turned 29, and in my 10 years of playing Ultimate, I've played in just about every capacity, from college teams to mixed club to just your average city league and pickup games. I've done just about all of it, except for compete on the highest level, which is pro. And there are higher levels than what I've played on, but I figure why not go for the gold? Why not see what I'm made of? And that all changes today. Well, not today. Tomorrow is the tryout. Today is prep day, hence the coffee and the blueberry muffin. Ah. All right, here's a quick rundown for anyone who's never played Ultimate Frisbee before. It's a fast paced, non contact sport played 7-on-7 on a field kind of like football. You score by catching a frisbee in the end zone, just like a touchdown, but here's the catch: you can't run with the disc. Once you catch it, you have to stop and pass it to a teammate. If the frisbee hits the ground, gets intercepted, or goes out of bounds, that's a turnover. Other team takes possession. And here's what makes Ultimate different. On most levels, there are no referees. Now, in the pros, there are, but generally speaking, the players make their own calls, which means honesty and fair play are a huge part of the game. Simple enough? Good. Now let's get back to the action. I've never been to Las Vegas, but these mountains are beautiful. The video does not do it justice. Whenever I travel, one of my favorite things to do is check out the local gyms. There's just something about stepping into a new space, different energy, different people, and it resets my mindset. Being here at Fit Club isn't just about getting a workout in, it's about feeling grounded, staying consistent, and locking in before the big tryout. No matter where I go, training keeps me focused, and right now, it's exactly what I
One of the
need.
things that I've grown to love about Ultimate Frisbee is how inclusive it is for everybody. I think it's a huge benefit to anyone in their health journey to find a recreational activity that they love, that they enjoy doing, that they get more fulfillment out of for doing rather than just going through the motions to hit a body goal or whatnot. And for me, Ultimate has been that for my cardio health. But again, I like the game. I love the game for that matter. And Ultimate specifically is really unique because it is fully inclusive to all skill levels. There's so many different areas and pockets that you can play Ultimate. Most major sports that we think of, like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, they have a lot of barriers to entry. They're high skill level, they require a lot of training and athletics, but anybody can throw a frisbee. You can learn how. Doesn't matter if you're 10 years old or 50 years old. I've played with both on the field at the same time, and it's still a competitive game. I think it's important to note too that some of the best Ultimate that I've ever played has been in mixed, where there's men and women on the field at the same time. It's non-contact, which means it's a level playing field from an athletic standpoint to a degree. Obviously, the higher level that you go, the more that is taken into account. But for those of you that aren't in the know, which most of the time I have to explain what Ultimate is to people, then just know that Ultimate is super inclusive and super rewarding. And if you're looking for something that's really fun, here is my shameless plug to go find an Ultimate community in your community and see what it's about. You're gonna run a lot, you're gonna be tired, it's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be so much fun, especially if you're patient and you can learn how to play the game.
Most people don't really know how intense Ultimate Frisbee really is. A lot of times people get it confused with disc golf, but it is a very intense sport, and it's unique in that you play tournaments, usually 90-minute games, and you might play 3, 4, or even 5
in a single day. So hydration is really important. And I don't need this. I've played plenty of tournaments without this, but we have a really intense day tomorrow. And for me, this is more of a mental step to get myself prepared for what's going to be perhaps the hardest day of Ultimate I've ever had in my life. It's not a tournament, but even more intense, it's a tryout, which means everything is going to be demanded from me tomorrow. So if that means I can get a little bit of an edge physically, but more so mentally by taking the step to prepare myself for that incredibly intense day that is coming no matter what, then I'm going to do everything I can. So I'm going to sit here for the next hour, get my drip on, get hydrated, and get prepared physically and mentally for a tough day.
Sunset the day before the tryouts. I don't know if you can see these mountains in the background. They look pretty stunning from here. These are the fields I'm going to be playing on tomorrow, and I'm super, super excited. You know, sometimes in life there are challenges that we face that are forced upon us, and sometimes we conquer those things and sometimes we don't. I found that the most gratifying challenges for me are the ones that I put myself into. I actually feel pulled to them, and I didn't know a couple months ago that this would be something I felt pulled to do. And I think when we resist those feelings is when we wake up a year later with some regret, because maybe at that point, if we let it pass by, it's not as doable. It's not as feasible, it seems, because, well, life has happened. I'm super grateful right now, whether I make the team tomorrow or not, that I've put myself in this position to go do something hard, to do something that I want to do because I've decided to do it, to challenge myself. And no matter the outcome, I'm going to be grateful for this experience. So it's golden hour. It's beautiful out here. I'll see you in the morning.
Today is the day. I have a tradition before I play Ultimate, and I don't think I should do anything different than what I normally do. So before we get started here in just a couple hours,
Oh yeah, we got ourselves some pancakes. I got egg whites too, but look at those pancakes. Now, I'm not superstitious or anything, but back home, I would always make protein pancakes. I think it's something of importance to note that even though this habit may not be the epitome of health and everything I should do as a coach should be representing health, it's something that keeps my mind at ease. And that in and of itself is valuable when you're challenging yourself and you're doing something that's going to innately be uncomfortable. No matter how many times I've thrown a Frisbee, no matter how many times I've played a game of Ultimate or I've run drills, there's something about what's going to happen here in a couple hours that's going to be uncomfortable. And if I can manage to make myself feel a little bit more at home, a little bit more in my normal place on the Ultimate field by having these pancakes, even though they're not protein pancakes, then I'm going to do it. It's going to make me have more fun. It's going to make me feel more normal. And that's how I know I'm going to play my best. So you might have a habit, something that maybe you hold a little bit of superstition with, or maybe it's just something that you've always done. And my point is as long as it's relatively healthy, it gets you to go do the new things, the big challenges to push yourself, then use it as a tool. Take advantage of it. I'm not eating this every day because that wouldn't support my fitness goals, but it's never held me back from my ultimate goals. And today's a big ultimate goal. This bite's for all my clients watching. Don't hate me if you're having a craving.
so we've arrived at the field. I got my cleats on, and it's time to get warmed up. Just gonna throw some discs around, say hi to some of these guys. Got my jersey, my Bighorns jersey, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right, so we just played the first game, playing 7-on-7 right now. They said for the first half of the day, we're just playing pickup. Ultimate is typically played 7-on-7, and it's really tough. The competition's a different level out here. I played okay in the first game, made two bad mistakes with both with my throwing, and don't typically make stupid mistakes like that when playing. Of course, we all make mistakes, but for me, I think that I can hold myself to a higher standard. So, got plenty more ultimate left to play. We're gonna see how the rest of the day goes. Try to clean up the throws. It's pretty windy. You might can hear it in the sound, but all you can do is learn and try to get better. So I'll check in next time I can. We have a break. All right, so we just finished up the first half of the day. Sorry I couldn't get any footage of us playing, but kind of hard to record while you're trying to play some Ultimate. My critique of my first half, I dropped a couple passes, made a couple poor throws, and you know, when you're just playing recreationally, which is pretty much what I've done for the past few years, and some competitiveness, but it's at a whole nother level out here. And you don't typically weigh those little drops and those little things so much, but out here it feels like a lot. So I find myself, it's much more of the mental game right now, where you're just trying to do the things that you know you can do right as best as you possibly can. Try not to get too much in your head when make dumb little mistakes. When you're challenging yourself, those dumb little mistakes can add up. Uh, Otherwise, it's been a lot of fun. The competition is really tough out here, and so it's nice to meet some new people and compete at this level. But I find for my next half of the day, I'm gonna eat some lunch, refuel, take a moment, get my mindset together, because otherwise uh, you just crumble if you let the pressure get to you. I work at my best when I have a little bit of pressure, and I think it may have been just a little bit too much coming out here not knowing anybody, being around a bunch of amazing athletes, and knowing that you have to show your skill set. You have to show up and play hard and play your game. And uh, sometimes that can be enough and get you to win, and sometimes it doesn't. They split us up into little groups, and my team didn't win any of these games, and I don't know how much that matters in the grand scheme of making a team, but it does matter at the end of the day, because you're out here to win, you're out here to compete, and you're out here to do your best. So all I can do is move forward with the best attitude I possibly can, try to stay chill, and know what I can do, and try to do it to the best of my ability. So check back in at the second half of the day, and yeah, it's tough. It's good to be out here. The sun's shining, so I'm happy.
Coming back from lunch, the intensity has only increased. I can feel my ankles stiffening up, so I'm having to keep those loose. I don't think I've ever run this much in my life in a single day.
Just finished up the whole day, played 2 more games after lunch, and I can honestly say they were way better than the first games. Nerves were calmed down. Played no terrible drops at all. Uh, Maybe only one bad throw, so that's improvement from the beginning of the day. Unfortunately, I did take a couple of hard hits. I've been used to playing Ultimate that is pure non-contact, and we were playing tough out there today. So I took a hard fall after going up to catch a high disc and got my feet swept out from under me. So I landed on my glute, and I could kind of feel that through the rest of the day when running. So kind of limping right now. It's not terrible, but it definitely affected me. But I'm not gonna let that get me down. For me, at the end of the day, going back out there after kind of getting in my head a little bit and having to lock things down just to do those fundamentals the way that I know I could do them was all I really needed to do. And it's really all I could ask for, is to leave it all on the table, play the best Ultimate that I know I could play. And here in a few weeks, maybe we'll find out what the next steps are as far as my involvement with the Las Vegas Bighorns. Isn't that a cool mascot? I think it's a pretty cool mascot. So I'm tired. My flight leaves at 6 a.m. and it is 5:30 p.m. right now. So I'm going to go get a little bit of food and some shut-eye. Hopefully, usually after tournaments, a little more wired, but closing my eyes, seeing Ultimate from being on all day. So I'm hopefully calm my mind down a little bit, get some rest, and we'll wrap this video up back in Arkansas.
All right, we are back in Northwest Arkansas, and it might look like a quick jump. It has been roughly 4 weeks since I tried out for the Las Vegas Bighorns, and we have an update. I am, first off, injury-wise, I'm doing a lot better. I had pulled adductor muscles, bruised glute, bone bruise, and I'm doing well, been recovering. Not back to full speed yet, but I have started running again. So just so you know, I'm okay. Whether you cared or not, I don't know, but I thought you might, so I wanted to tell you.
we'll jump right into it. I got my results back, and I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of hesitated to make this video because failing is never fun. I didn't make the team. And it's not that I went out there and expected to just, breeze through and get put on this brand new professional ultimate team because I've played ultimate for a decade now. That wasn't my thought process at all. For me, it was a personal challenge. I didn't want to live with the regret of not having tried this thing that has played a really important role in my life, for the majority of it. I've been playing since I was 16 years old. So I mean, not quite that long, not counting infant years, but in my adult life, it's been something that I have loved equally as much as fitness and coaching people. Um, and it sucks. It sucks to be told that you're not good enough for this thing. And failure is never fun in that aspect. But it's okay. It's totally okay. Because it for me, anytime one door closes, another door opens. And I think going out to Las Vegas and pushing myself and challenging myself to do this thing and not making it, failing at it, has kind of recalibrated to me that I can still do hard things, even though I'm not always going to win. It's okay. There's plenty of lessons to be learned in failure. But if we don't try those things, then we never are able to see what we're made of. And it's so funny because I push this on my clients all the time. Like, I say, you're going to fail. And it's really important that you fail in the gym. I mean, it's literally the physically lifting weights is how we get stronger when we fail. It's how we build bigger muscles. And in the gym, it's really empowering. But when you've done something for long enough, it just becomes normal. It might still feel difficult at times, just like it's difficult to play ultimate. It's difficult to work out. It's difficult to eat right all the time. It's difficult to do these things, but that doesn't mean that we're really pushing ourselves or challenging ourselves. And trying something new is recalibrating, even in failure. I think one of the other lessons I learned is how to use this failure as motivation. As motivation to go into the unknown, to remember that, it's okay to tackle really big things, really big goals, even if you don't feel prepared. More than often than not, you're never going to feel prepared. I definitely did not feel prepared to go out to Las Vegas and try out for this team, but doing it anyway, regardless of the outcome, it's so empowering for me to go try other things because what's the worst that happened? Okay, I got a little injury. Whatever. I'm still in the same place that I was a month and a half ago, outside of not running as fast. But for me, it kind of woke me up because it reminded me that maybe playing at the pro level is not worth it for what I love the most. I love coaching my clients. I love working out. I love being able to play ultimate. I love, for the fun of it. I love being outside and using my body and doing all these physical things. And it's not been fun being injured. And I wonder, at my 29 years old, not that old, but it's getting up there for professional level athletics, like, is it worth potentially injuring myself further and not being able to be in the gym, the place that I love, or be able to do the things that I love? I don't know. But I hadn't thought about that before until after I failed and got injured. So, multiple lessons to be learned here. And then lastly, again, and this kind of goes back to my first point, was that it reminds you, like, well, what is hard? What does hard feel like? I think, truthfully, and the biggest takeaway that I've learned from this is that the hard is the unknown. Wake up every day, we know what's going on, you got to go to work, and all these things, they're hard, okay? But what is really deeply difficult and hard to succeed at are the things that terrify us, that we have no idea what the outcome could be. But that's where the adventure lies. That's where we really start to challenge ourselves and grow as people. And I've known this. I've known this previously in my life. Even if I didn't have those words for it, starting my business was incredibly difficult. And I had no idea if I was going to succeed. But I did it because at the time I had this hunger and this viciousness to want to go out and tackle the world. And now that I've done it for 6 years, not saying I have a perfect business, not saying there aren't challenges that I don't have a hunger to want more, but you get a little monotonous with it. You get a little monotonous. You get a little used to it. You get used to the hard, and then you have some successes, you have some failures, and you kind of teeter-totter, but you're still in it. You're starting to know it better, and that makes you a little more comfortable with it, and therefore maybe you don't put your foot on the gas pedal as much, or maybe you don't go out and challenge yourself as much because you feel like you have a handle on things and you don't want to take that risk anymore. Because risking it into the unknown, that's really scary. It's really scary because, yeah, there's a chance you could fail. But who cares? If I had told you that I've tried out for an ultimate team, pro ultimate team, 4 times before, and then I did this one and I made it because that's what I deeply wanted, then nobody would have ever even thought about those 4 times before. And I would have been so grateful for those experiences to have made it, because then I realized, like, oh wow, I did it. I finally made it because that's what I wanted. But in failure, the lesson to be learned is, did you actually want the thing? Or did you kind of wake up to maybe there's other things out there? Or maybe you just decided that that's what you needed. You just needed the push. You didn't necessarily need the success behind it. For me, I think this experience, I didn't need the success behind it. I'll still play Ultimate. I'll still love it. But I don't think I need to be on a pro team to love it. But again, I had that desire. I had that deep down feeling in my chest that if I didn't go do this thing, then I was going to live with some sort of regret. And that's a way worse feeling than having failed, whatever. Like, big whoop. Who cares? I got so much more from this from just doing it. And so, wrapping it up, if you take anything away from this video, this video is made for me. I'm going to share it with everybody and hope that maybe it inspires you. But at the end of the day, like, for me, I know going on more forward in life, we got some big things going on this year, some big challenges, and I feel so much more motivated to tackle these things and to do them. And some of them are going to be successes and some of them are going to be failures. And either way, it's going to be okay, because I'm either going to achieve the thing that I want, or I'm going to learn and grow and move on. And if I do truly want it, then I'll just keep trying. So I hope that's inspiring to you. Thanks for watching, and stick around on the channel if you want to see more content like this, because I'm definitely going to be challenging myself. Can't use my words. I'm definitely going to be challenging myself again, and hope you do the same. What's your challenge this year? What's your big thing? Okay, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to see it and help you or motivate you or just give you some words of encouragement if I can do that. So leave that in the comments. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.